Hi guys, it is Sassy Sky. In today's video I wanted to show you guys how I do my gel nails. Now I just want to preface this by saying I am not a professional. I did not go to school. This is just personally how I do them at home. I am no Susie Nails. So yeah, I just want to show you guys exactly how I do my nails and the products I use and about how long they last. So this set was my wedding set, which I am married now. A diamond fell out of my band, so it's at the jeweler right now. Thank goodness for warranties, am I right? Okay, so these are my wedding nails. I have had them for about 2 weeks now, and they're looking kind of rough. They're not the worst, but I have had some lifting, especially on this hand. I think I forgot to use a primer or something, and especially on my middle finger, I did end up putting some bonder and top coat just to get me through a few more days until my eye gel order that I ordered at the end of September could come in so that I could redo my nails in more fall colors. Oh, I just realized this is like upside down. This is so weird. I'm sorry, I've never filmed a nail video before, so this is kind of hard. So this is what my nails are currently looking like. They're a little bit rough. They're grown out quite a bit. Honestly, if I didn't have as much lifting on this hand, I could probably push it. I know with my natural nails that I can only push them to a certain length before they start absolutely snapping on me. So this is about as long as I can go. So yeah, I think it is time to monkey. Hello. You gonna get in the closet? What are you doing, baby girl? A wild monkey just appeared. If my nails weren't lifting, I honestly probably would push it another couple days till the weekend, but I honestly cannot wait any longer. They need redone. I'm kind of sick of looking at them. This is actually the second time I've had this set, so I'm really excited for something new. You can go. Get up there. Get up there. Good girl. She's in the closet now. Okay. You're gonna need some acetone. I just use the stuff from Sally's. I really like it. And then you're also going to need some alcohol. Now, I don't really love these pumps. They get the job done and they lock. It doesn't really work that well for acetone, I find. It is a little tricky. I have to pump it multiple times for the acetone to come up and out. But I like using these better than a pour-out method. You're going to need to get some lint-free little nail wipes. I will leave everything I use linked down below. Most of it is from Amazon, some of it's from iGel Beauty. None of it you need to be like a licensed professional. I'm not a licensed professional. Again, let me just restate that. This is just what I do in my own home. So lint-free nail wipes are just perfect because you don't get all those little cotton fuzzies. They just really make any manicure amazing. Honestly, could not recommend these more. And then, because I have to break my nails down, you can use a nail file and grind the top coat off and soak them, which is what I do. And you can also, if you're not comfortable using an electric file, you can just use a coarse nail file and file down all of that top coat so that you can break down the gel. Either way works pretty well in my experience. This I also got off Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below. I like it. It also comes with more, these thingies. Honestly, I don't remember what they're called, but also more bits. So I just use this bit usually to break it down. And that's about all I use my drill for. So, I mean, was it really worth the price? But sometimes I do use my drill to kind of break it almost all the way down and then just soak off the remaining. Kind of depends on how much time I have to do my nails. I personally think that your UV lamp can make or break your manicure. The one I use, my previous nail lady, when I was actually paying to get my nails done, this was the one she used, and it's the Sun UV lamp. I really like this. It's got a 10-second feature, a 30-second feature, a 60-second, and a 90-second. You can pick what setting you would like on the back. When you slide your hand in, see, it just like turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off. That's my favorite feature. If you're gonna do the soak method, this is the easiest way so you don't have to use foil. They're just nail clamps, which I'll show you how to use. But they just go over your nail and you let your nails soak for about 15 minutes and they work really well, I think. And in my pack I got like a sanding little one, which I use all the time. And then you're also going to want to have tools to take the gel off after you've broken it down. I use this set, which I also got off Amazon. It's got a like scraper to scrape it all off, has a cuticle pusher back, and then another like scrapey form. And then I just use a fine nail file to shape my nails usually, but I also really like using the Hollow Taco glass nail file. I think it works better and my nails actually don't bend or break or snap when I use this one, so I highly recommend a good staple glass nail file, and I've had no issues with this one. And then I use cuticle trimmers because I get a lot of hangnails and stuff. I don't actually clip back my cuticles or anything, I just clip away dead skin with these. And because I mostly use the Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover to remove all the cuticles on my nails. I don't do this always, but because I've had so much lifting lately, I am gonna use this for sure today. So that's pretty much everything I use to like break my nails down. After I break my nails down, I mean obviously you're gonna see all of this, but I got this 2-pack of a nail pre-dehydrator and an extra strength primer. I really like these two. I've had no problems. Just when I forget to use them is when I have problems. And I do my nails one hand at a time when I am repainting them, just a heads up. I use this Emile Builder Base. It makes your gel polish stronger, lasts longer if you have like a broken nail. You can use this, and it just kind of holds everything together. It has changed my nail game. I could not imagine doing gel nails without a builder base. And I like that this one's in a bottle, so it's really easy to apply. I use iGel Beauty's gel base and top coat. I just use their regular gel base coat and then their no cleanse top coat. So this brand used to do 60% off sales like during the middle of the pandemic, but now they really don't anymore, which kind of sucks because their stuff was so cheap. But even now I probably pay full price for their stuff because their quality is just so good. Also, I'm really sorry if you hear the dogs barking. I have to push through. I can't not paint my nails right now. But there are 15% off codes because I'm in their Facebook group. So if you do end up purchasing from iGel Beauty, I will leave a few codes down below that you can use because you can save 15%, which is still pretty good. iGel Beauty's nail colors come with a regular polish and a gel polish. And today I'm going to be using the shades Tequila Sunrise and Pine Green. Really nice in fall. I'm so here for it. And that is pretty much everything I use. I mean, I use like this Morphe brush if I feel like I need to dust my nails off before I go in with dehydrator and primer. And then the only other thing I use is I use this Twinkled Tea nail brush to clean up around my smile line. I use the number 2 brush. So that's pretty much everything that I use to do my nails. So let's just get started. The first step I do is make sure this is forward, turn my nail file on, and before this gets loud, I'm just going to buff off that top coat and then show you what I do next to soak them off. So this will probably be a time lapse. With this nail file, if you get it, I only ever use 1 because 1 is pretty perfect and 2 is just a little too fast. So just a heads up. Now that the top coat is drilled off, I'm just going to take one little lintless pad for each nail, and I fold it in quarters, and then I really make sure it's nice and saturated, and then I start with my right pinky, and I just put my finger in and I clip it, and I do this same process for all 10 nails. Just make sure the cotton pad is really soaked. My nail is super covered. And then I leave these on for about 15 to 20 minutes, typically about 15 minutes, and then I just call it good and I get to scraping. And then I file off whatever else is left. Now, you'll get different opinions from everybody saying like, oh, you should use a wood thing, you shouldn't use metal, like yada yada yada. I'm just gonna do what works for me, and honestly, I'm not gonna tell you what you should do, I'm just gonna do what works for me. And I think with nails especially, it's all about finding what works best for you and how you like to do your nails and your personal preference. Alright, hey Siri, set a 15-minute timer.
Okay, your timer is set for 15 minutes.
Alright, and I will be back once the 15 minutes is up. Okay, so now that it's been 15 minutes, I'm going to just take all of these off. Then I'm going to take this little scraper doodad, and I'm just going to kind of scrape away the stuff that's like lifted and just that top most layer. This one could probably use to soak just a little bit longer because it was one of the last ones I put on. Usually I start like one by one on my nails so that I can kind of let the ones that haven't been on here as long just kind of soak. I always work on top of a paper towel, by the way, just because it's easier to clean up. If I spill or anything, like it's just on the paper towel, it's fine. I'm just gonna get in here and just kind of scrape off everything that's easily scraped off. I probably honestly could have used another 5 minutes. That's okay though. I don't want to scrape at it too much. I just want to scrape off like what's soft, because I'd rather like scrape off a layer and then file it back down and then let it soak again than like rip my nail off. I'm just gonna buff the top of these again, roughen up the tops again. I mean, you don't really need to do this because you've already gotten off that top coat, but I just like to help this process go by even faster, even if it's just a small amount that I'm sanding off. And then I don't even get new pads. I just take the same pads because they're pre-folded. Let me just zoom me out a little bit. I just take these pads that are pre-folded, stick them back in the clips, back on my nail they go. So I'm gonna give this about 5 more minutes and then file the rest of the gel off and then show you how I prep my nails. So I will be back to file the rest of these off after like 5 minutes. I'm back. Alright, let's do this. They should be good to go now. I did it for like 6 minutes. Alright, now that I've got that done, I'm gonna take my coarse nail file and I'm just gonna kind of find the areas, quite a bit of gel still on them, and I'm just gonna lightly file those areas down. Sometimes I'll take a sanding brick just to really make sure. This is kind of like a fine grit sanding brick, and just gently even this out. As long as most of the color is off, I'm pretty much fine to go on to the next step. But then I do take another pad and some acetone, and I'll just kind of rub at the nail, and usually whatever gel is left will tend to kind of come off a little bit. Now I'm just going to shape my nails. I'm just going to use my Hollow Taco glass nail file and just kind of, I know you're not supposed to go back and forth, but I can't help it. But I'm just going to kind of reshape my nails back into that like square style. Alright, we are shaped. We are good to go. Okay, so what I do next is I take another lint patty and I take some acetone and I just wipe down my nail beds. Try to get as much of the dust off as possible. So I'm just gonna take the Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover. You can use any cuticle remover. This is just one that's pretty easily accessible, not cruelty free. I haven't really moved into de-cruelty freeing my nail collection yet. So just a heads up, if you do shop cruelty free, I don't know exactly what's cruelty-free and what's not in my nail collection. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, so I'm just going to apply this to my cuticles. I put in a pretty thick amount because I have pretty tough cuticles. I'm now good to go to start after I've applied it to all of them. And I just take a metal cuticle pusher. I mean, you can take a wooden stick, whatever your preferences are. My cuticles are tough boys, so I like to use a metal cuticle stick, basically. And then I'll take another pad, some acetone, or you can use alcohol if you don't want to keep continually using acetone, and I just wipe off all of the gunk that stuff leaves. Now at this point you can wash your hands, but I really don't like to wet my nail beds, so I'm not actually going to do that. I'm just going to make sure to go in. I'm going to go in with alcohol now. And I'm just gonna really make sure all that cuticle remover is gone, because if not, it'll like eat your skin. Everything is pretty much good to go. And at this point, I just check the top of my nail beds to see if maybe they need sanded down a little bit. Are they rough? And then if I sand them down again, I'll just hit them with a little more alcohol just to make sure they're good to go. And then I also like to make sure the underneath is nice and clean before I start painting, because dust can get caught there, polish can get caught there. Just now that we're nice and clean and everything looks good and everything is nice and shaped, I just look to see if I might need to clip away any dead skin. I'll take my cuticle trimmers and I'll just trim up. I'm going to use my nail dehydrator. I'm only going to do one hand at a time. I'm just going to show you one hand, like what I do on my left hand, and then show you the final results. So I'm just gonna paint on like normal nail dehydrator all over my nail bed. Yeah, this stuff is basically just like scented alcohol. And then I'm gonna take some primer. Now, if you have super oily nail beds, you might want to double prime. I don't take this all the way up because I let my nail bed kind of absorb some of it. I mean, you could just place a dot and then brush down the rest. This just makes it nice and sticky. And then I'm just going to double prime because I've been having lifting issues, and I think it's just because I have such oily little skin and nail beds and everything is just oily. So you can do this two ways. You can either put your base coat on and then your builder coat on, or you can only use builder base. I like to just have the extra strength, personally, even if it is just one more layer. So I'm just going to paint on my gel base coat in a thin, or try to make it as thin. Alright, and then before I cure it, I like to look at it up close to see if I have any gel polish on my skin, because now is the absolute best time to take it off if you do. And that's when I take my Twinkle tea brush, and you can go in with alcohol or acetone because it's still wet, and I just go around my smile lines and just make sure that I don't have any gel polish on my actual skin, to go underneath my nail and just kind of flick out any gel buildup if there is any. And then I just cure this for about 60 seconds. Depends on your gel. This one is 30 seconds under LED or 2 minutes under UV. I just cure for a whole minute. Alright, after a minute, I'm going to take my Amelie builder base, and I'm just going to take pretty thin coats. This is a thick consistency. Pretty thin coats. I like to see what I'm doing, so that's why I'm bringing you closer. And I just paint them on. I'm going to do one coat cure, and then we'll come back and I'll do my color. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm just going to go in with the Eye Gel Beauty in Pine Green, and then for my accent on my ring finger, I'm going to go in with the same brand, Eye Gel Beauty in Tequila Sunrise. This green definitely isn't as dark as I thought it was going to be. I'm actually going to do my thumb orange because I feel like I want more orange. I'm going to fix my thumb, but I'm just going to cure this and do another coat, and then I'll come back for a top coat. This is what my nails are looking like. I know I kind of did a little bit of a boring set. I kind of wish I would have put like burgundy on my middle finger or something. But I kind of like it. They're just pretty fall, basic. I mean, I could add rhinestones, but I don't want to deal with the trouble. I usually only do one coat of top coat. Again, it's the Eye Gel No Wipe top coat. And I really like it because after you cure it for a minute, you aren't left with a sticky mess to wipe off. It's just ready to go. Perfect little manicure. So it took me a little bit longer than I was expecting, but that's okay. Sometimes you just have those days. But this is the final result. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope any of the tips and tricks, which I didn't share a lot of, but I hope kind of the tools I use, the methods I use, and the products I use kind of inspired you guys or helped you if you're struggling with gel nails. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if you would like to continue seeing me do more of these style videos every once in a while, showing you how I get my set, or if you want me to just link the nail polishes I use, or like the colors that are currently on my nails in my newer videos. Alright guys, I will see you in my next one. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!